Now, this is a very interesting what if. What if we, the human race, could play God? We could play God to the point where we could manipulate the weather. And not just manipulate the weather, but manipulate it in such a way that we could drown our neighboring countries simply because we don't like them. With the ultimate goal to win a war with the weather. Wow. This is interesting. But not just that. What if we could play God to not drown someone because, hey, that's so yesterday, right? What if we could stop them from drinking altogether and basically have the whole country, or the majority of it at least, dried out to the point where everyone is seeking water. There are internal wars within the country for the people needing water. All the animals and the crops die. Everyone can't eat, and it's fucking terrible. What about that? A terrible situation that could potentially be happening someday between China and India. Now, let me just be the person who says this disclaimer. There is no proof that this will ever happen. I've not seen any proof that this will happen. This is simply an idea that I have thought up of because this technology is real and China is currently changing the weather. That is a fact. Now, if I put these things up on my webpage so I can remember to say them. If I can think about this, if me, a YouTuber, can think about this, then obviously the world superpowers that are, China, America, whoever, India, whatever, obviously the world superpowers can think about this and most likely have already thought about this. What an amazing way to win a war. Without a bullet ever shot, controlling the weather to the point where everyone drowns or everyone dries out and turns to dust. This could be a future where countries play war with each other in this way. This could be a way to do it. It's terrible, I know. So China is now controlling the weather. What's the environmental cost of this situation? This is a real thing. If you didn't know, this is actually happening now. And it's been happening for a while, but I will get to that in a second. So this just shows how big China and India is, and it's separating China and India is Nepal with the Himalayan mountains. Okay, it could still be done. It could still be done. Now, China. This is Wikipedia. I'm not too sure what I've just clicked on there, but anyway, I'll get rid of that. So China and India, right? China and India had historically peaceful relations for thousands of years of recorded history. But the tone of the relationship has varied in modern times, especially after the rule of the Communist Party in China. On behalf of the whole world, yes, we feel the same fucking way as well. CCP, yeah, you know me. They probably do know me because there's moths flying in my studio and they've probably got satellite dishes attached to them sending back information to the CCP. They're everywhere, the CCP, these days. Anyway, so cloud seeding technology, like I said, has been around for a little while. If you don't know what cloud seeding technology is, listen to this. So cloud seeding is a type of weather modification that aims to change the amount of type of precipitation that falls from clouds by dispersing substances into the air that serve as cloud condensing or ice nuclei. I'm not a scientist and I don't pretend to be one, but cloud seeding looks kind of like this. Steel Christmas trees. All right? Ho, ho, ho. Merry Wetmas. Drymas? Merry Drymas? Never mind. Merry Christmas. They look like Christmas trees, right? And when the guy pushes the button from anywhere on Earth, or right there, you can use the internet to do it, right? When he pushes the button, gases come out of these tubes and into the atmosphere. All right? Now they can do it this way as well. They can send these tubes onto aircraft and release these gases into the atmosphere, creating clouds of rain. If there is, look, there is another disclaimer, right? You need a bit of cloud coverage with wetness up there in the sky to get the rain to fall down. You can't make rain out of thin air. You've got to already have some cloud up there, and a lot of times this cloud wouldn't have rained. It wouldn't have rained in a specific area, but because you have seeded those clouds with this the special stuff, right? The special chemical, I think it's silver, iodine or something like that. Then that makes the rain want to fall in that area. So you already do need wetness up there to make it rain. All right, I hope that clears something up. But this is kind of a situation of how to get it done, right? There are those Christmas tree poles, or the other version of putting the Christmas tree poles on the aircraft. But yeah, releasing the gases turns, and if you follow the blue line, right, the blue line is the airflow going that way. So let's pretend this is the Himalayan mountains right here. On one side, you've got China. On the other side, you've got India. Let's say that China really didn't like India for whatever reason, all right? Let's say that the air currents were moving from China over the mountains to India. They could they potentially use this technology to drown India or certain parts of India? It's a possibility. I'm not saying it's definite. Clearly not, but is it a possibility? Absolutely. Food for thought. Now, like I said, this is just my hypothesis. I can barely say it, okay? Hypothesis. I'm not a scientist. I don't claim to be. But if I can think of something like this, clearly the world superpowers that be can also think about this. And I've already thought about this. And I've probably thought about this for generations. All right? This is interesting and scary. So this is... I'm not 100% sure if this is ocean currents or wind currents, but I'm thinking I'm leaning more towards wind currents because it's showing the arrows above the country as well as the ocean, if that makes any sense, okay? So it looks like in summertime, India gets a lot of air from below the country, okay? But when it comes to wintertime, the air seems to come from potentially, I don't know if it does, but it looks like it to me that it might come from China. So if this technology was used, if this technology was used in the wrong way, could China or a country that has air going to another country, could that country flood a country in winter? Is it possible? I'm leaning more towards maybe. Now, if you're anyone who wants to know, when was cloud seeding invented? It was invented in 1946. So look, let's not blame China for doing anything potentially wrong. I don't think they have done anything wrong at the moment. But let's not blame them for doing anything wrong, because I believe I think America was the one that actually invented this. Okay, in 1946. So we're talking about some significant time that this has been around. This isn't new. This isn't just the Communist Party conducting this new technology and I'm going to take over the world. There's nothing you Westerners can do. Or what is India? India is not Westerners. I don't know what they are. But anyway, you get what I'm trying to say, right? So anyway, scientists say that they caught India successfully changing the weather. Talk about making it rain. Moving on. So we're talking from my very favorite website, Futurism. We talk about a lot of things from their webpage. China has succeeded in literally changing the weather, a new study claims. Now, like we said, it's been around for a while. Don't get too concerned. Everything's going to be all right? Stroke the chin. Everything's fine. Relax, all right? As the South China Morning Post reports, researchers say that during the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, centennial celebrations over the summer, weather authorities successfully modified the weather above Beijing to clear the sky and reduce pollution for the tens of thousands gathered for a commemorative ceremony in Tiananmen Square. I mean, every time we watch the weatherman on TV and he's like, yes, we've got some weather down here on the green screen and some weather up here and a bit of sunny day over here. I mean, who would have thought the weatherman had the power to actually make it rain? If you guys remember, that was actually an X-Files episode on the X-Files. Has anyone seen that episode? The weatherman could actually control the weather with his emotions. It was a great story. Go watch it on the X-Files if you haven't already seen it. All right, so how did they do this? Well, they did this using cloud seeding technology, like we've said, a long-studied but controversial process that involves shooting silver iodide particles into the clouds with the idea of attracting water droplets to modify the weather. God, do I have a panic attack now or panic attack later? I don't quite know. So the paper by researchers at Chinese Tsinghua University, did I get that right? Probably not, comes a year after reports that China was dramatically expanding its weather modification program to a test area of a whopping 5.5 million square miles by the end of 2025. Do I get concerned now? Maybe. I'm sorry, Taiwan. I'm sorry, but your future doesn't look too bright at the moment. God help them, right? Now, as Futurism noted last December, that's bigger than the entire country of India. Wow! And could end up raising serious issues with China's neighbors. Wow! See, that's what I'm saying. I can't even find the picture. What if China was able to do this or this? What if it was to happen between two massive superpowers? One superpower crippling the other because one superpower no longer has enough water to drink and to feed the animals and feed the crops, or completely flood them. Wow. Now there's one last thing I want to read about this article, this last little thing right here, right? This isn't new for China. So though this isn't the first time China has used cloud seeding technology, it's been dabbling in this technology since as early as months leading up to the 2008 Beijing Olympics. All right? But, it's a huge but, this appears to be both one of the most successful and also largest scale tests conducted by not just the CCP, but the world. So yes, there are other countries utilizing this technology and trying to learn the methods of this technology, cloud seeding technology. But my question is, on a world map, for example, let me quickly show you this again. Okay, so we're going to use this map, for example, to show you just an example between two countries. We're obviously talking about China and India, but it could be any country on Earth, any country, all right? If you're forcing one country to experience rain that otherwise wouldn't have got that rain would have been dumped somewhere else, another country somewhere else, or that country would have experienced rain somewhere else in that country. But if you're constantly forcing rain to be dumped, like I said, as long as there's precipitation up there, right? If you're constantly forcing the rain to be dumped in a specific area, that means that other parts of the world, other parts of that country are not getting the rain that otherwise would have come to them. So, I mean, this is quite literally a concerning fucking thing to think about if it's been done and utilized in the wrong hands. Scary stuff, I know. Now, for anyone wondering, yes, Gareth, you've already made a video about this. Yes, I kind of not did. That doesn't make any sense, but that's the video if you guys want to watch it. Man-made rainstorms, making rain on command. Is cloud seeding playing God? Now, this was about Abu Dhabi and Dubai, massive country. That, you know, very dry situations sometimes because they're in the desert, right? They obviously want it to rain a bit more than it currently is because it's very hot there and pretty dry. So yeah, we talked a little bit about that in that video. I will link it in the description below if you want. But there's also something called HARP. H-A-R-P. Is it double A? I don't quite know, but just type HARP. Let's do it right now quickly. HARP. HARP weather. So HAARP is what this thing is right here. And there's conspiracy theories going on that America owns, and I think other countries too. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know America owns this. But like I said, there are conspiracy theories going around that this can control other countries' weather as well. And that's kind of what it looks like. They're basically shooting large amounts of energy into the atmosphere. And if you aim it just right, the theory goes that you could make it drown in another country's area using that. No cloud seeding, but using energy waves produced and directed into the atmosphere. So there's that. All right, and there's been numerous talks about that, but it's just been a conspiracy theory. But if there was enough energy dumped into that system, and we're talking about a lot of energy, if there was enough energy, hypothetically, there's a possibility that you could do that. but you'd need so much energy, it's not even funny. Anyway, that's just been a quick little video about this. Look, we're making videos every single day about hypothetical things, unboxing reviews, technology, world news, celebrity pop culture news, basically everything. So come join us. 2 different channels, 2 where you're on right now, and 1 where you're probably not on because you're here right now, right? We just dropped a massive Squid Game video on that channel, channel 1 last week. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you can find us on @TallBoyGareth. I've been Tall, my name's Gareth, and I hope you guys enjoyed my little tinfoil hat episode. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.